Okay, we're recording. I did want to start off this training today with a prayer for one of our warriors, our biohacking warriors, Danielle, who is going through a really rough period in her life and is really working to survive and make it through this really tough time. So, just want to send out deep healing prayers coming from God, the universe, to her, making sure that all the love and healing and peace and joy that we all experience and are experiencing, that we can send that to her, and that the universe or God in His grace sends that to her as well to help her make it through this really tough time.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Love it.
Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today, hi Scarlett, nice that you came back. What I wanted to talk about today is what we've been talking about, which is how do you introduce this to someone? How can we make it comfortable so that when you're sharing and inviting someone to take a look, one, it doesn't feel like you're selling them something, and two, so that you can get your point across and share with that person, and it feels comfortable for us, not only for the person who's hearing, but also for us who is doing the talking. So we've already covered the audio business card, which is going over that very first, verbiage, if you will, of, okay, so what do you do? How do you respond to that question? When someone says, what do you do? And you want to include LifeVantage in that response, what can you say? And so we did cover, the audio business card, the I plus action word, I help, I teach, plus your target market, which is I help healers, and plus the benefit, plus so they can, plus results. So I help healers increase their income earning potential through their business by offering a verified activated product so they can increase their financial influx into their business and create more stability. That one was a little bit long, but that's the idea. And just so you know, just for all of us on this call, all this information plus that formula that I just stated is written and listed on Team Hoku Nui, which is the Facebook group. So you can go into Team Hoku Nui, you're all members on the Facebook group. I would pin that to your favorite groups and check that, every once in a while, once a week at the least, and see all the information that's posted there. And I would take that formula and play around with it and do multiple variations on that formula. So I recommended to do 10 different audio business cards. I support healers to teach their clients how to have more focus and sleep more soundly so their clients can have better results with their sessions. Or I show people who suffer from inflammation, chronic pain, and neurological disorders how their body can help its own recovery so they can improve their quality of life. These are audio business cards. It's a way of sharing with somebody. You're creating interest, you're creating curiosity, and without having to go through the whole spiel, we reduce oxidation by an average of 40% in 30 days, because that's like a verbal puking on someone. When that person shows interest, the next step is the opener. So I have a system in place on how to do this. Would you be open? Would you be open to learning? Would you be open to hearing? Would you be open to learning some ways to activate your body's own weight management? Would you be open to learning some ways that top innovators in the wellness space are incorporating this into their practices and earning a lot of money for doing that? Or have you ever considered, I have a system in place. Have you ever considered learning some ways you can sleep more soundly without having to take pills? Do you keep your options open? I have a system in place. Do you keep your options open to learn some ways to invest in your future without a huge capital investment? Do you keep your option open to learn some ways that are different than what we've been told is the only way to heal ourselves, or what we've been told is the only way you can make a living? Do you think it would make sense? I have a system in place. Do you think it would make sense to learn some ways to heal inflammation without pills or surgery? Do you think it would make sense to learn some ways to increase the amount of money flowing into your bank account every month? I have a system in place. Do you think it would help to learn some ways to lose weight without starving, crazy exercise, weird pills, or expensive shots? Do you think it would help to learn some ways that naturally get your body to heal itself of energy malfunction? This, by the way, these opening questions give you the ability to ask deeper questions. After you share, do you think it's a good idea if you learn how to reduce inflammation without having to take pills or surgery? If you don't mind, I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions about your health. I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions about your finances. I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions about your family. Do you mind if I share with you how to activate your body to heal? So all of these things that I'm sharing with you are the evolution of the conversation. Once you ask the questions, right, then you want to learn about the person. How do you then take that to the next level and start to share about LifeVantage? At every point, you're also qualifying the person that you're talking to. If you say, do you mind if I ask you about your family or about your health or about your finances? And the person you're talking to says, yeah, I'm not interested. Well, you've just qualified. You've just saved yourself so much time because you're talking to somebody who is not interested. And we're not looking for people who are not interested. We're looking for people who are interested in up-leveling their health and are at least open to learning about how. They don't have to jump on board right away, but at least learn how they can do that. So that is the next step of getting to the meat, if you will. After you have these in-depth conversations and you've asked a lot of questions, then you can go to the next step, which is, do you mind, after you're asking the questions, excuse me, then you can start sharing with them. If they say, yes, I want to learn more about what you do, that's when you can go to them and say, okay, let's set up a time to talk more about it. Now you're setting the appointment that you can either bring me in on with and do a three-way, or you can bring, one of your other team members on with, or you can say, I'm going to send you a short video. This is when you bring in the tool. So as you can see, we've been inviting people and offering the tool right off the bat. We haven't been qualifying that person through this process to make sure that they're interested enough that when we give them the tool, they're actually going to utilize it. It feels really easy to say, oh, hey, this is what I do. And are you interested? Yeah, I'm interested. Okay, great. I have a video. I'll send it to you. It'll take you about 10 minutes and you take a look, and then I'm going to follow up with you on that. Or I have a 2-minute assessment. But if we can, how do we get to that point where we can make sure or ensure that that person is going to fill out the assessment and watch the video? We do that by going in depth on that invite and making sure that that person really is interested in what it is that we're offering and feels the connection and feels that we are working to help them solve the issues that they have. If we don't know what their issues are, we cannot help solve them. So, the first thing you do is the audio business card. Hey, this is what I do. That's that response. You're generating that curiosity and interest. Then you invite them to take a look. Hey, I have a system in place. Do you think it would help you to learn how to XXX? Do you mind if I ask you some questions about your own health? What's going on with you? And keep asking those questions and learn about that person. And then would you be interested in setting up a time for us to discuss? I want to offer you some free information that will help you. So whether you do nothing at all, you will still be able to take away information that will benefit your health. Now, when you use the word free, does that usually generate interest? Of course, people are always looking for free stuff. So that is how you bring me into the conversation. Hey, I want to introduce you to my business partner, and we do these seminars. I want to give you a seminar for free. It's 20 minutes. And we'll be able to give you some information that you'll be able to use in your life to help with your health. Or if you've been talking to them about their business, to help you with their business, with your business. Or if they're a healer, to help you build stability with your practice and know something that you can offer to your clients that will not only give you a better return on investment for all the marketing and energy you spent to get them in the door, but also to help them have a better response to the sessions that they're having with you. There are so many different avenues here. I really want to take time to practice those. So that's enough of me talking for now. What I would like to do now is do a role play with somebody. Is there anybody that's interested in doing that? Just to practice the part that we've just done. Hi, Daniel.
Hi.
Okay, so I want you to be a person who's interested, but not like, you know, overly interested.
Yeah.
Overly critical is not going to help us here. Okay. And do you want to be a healer? Are you going to be yourself in this situation? Just a
Whatever you
person.
want. Whatever you want.
Well, I think just be a person.
Yeah.
Okay. A person, let's give some background. You're a person that I met at the gym, and I noticed you were favoring your left shoulder.
Yeah.
And we started a conversation. And I asked you what you do and what's your natural response to that.
Great.
If I asked you what you do, what you can be anyone you want.
Oh,
So what do you do? What do you
I
do
am
for work?
I am uh I do promotional for music.
Ah, that sounds like fun. That's awesome. What does that mean exactly? Are you
Uh,
like a road person or do you go on stage or
so I actually I help organize the event that that the artists are coming to be at. So I kind of help organize the overall the layouts from them who they're playing with, if there's other artists, and then help do promotional uh, things throughout social media as well. Um,
Wow. So you help market the events as well as help lay out the details of how the event is going to flow. Do you oversee that, or are you involved in the working aspect of that?
I do. There's a few other people that we all are involved with, are
Nice.
involved in doing it. So it just it all depends on what event. But
Right.
my background's in music and
That's
um
awesome.
all my life, and so
And you work with a team.
I know a lot about that industry as well. So
Nice. And you work with a team of people.
yep,
I do too. I'm also a part of a team.
great. Yeah, so my challenge is I work out. I've been trying to get back into working out. I have had injuries. I fell off a skateboard about 10 years ago going down a hill. And just was trying to avoid of hitting a car actually. And I've tried, different things. Did acupuncture for some time and did some other type of uh physical therapy, more so in massage too, because I and more sports. But yeah, I always am compensating one side to the other, and I like to know how I can just keep my overall energy and also increase my performance because I'm always feeling like I'm just at a point where I can't really go more.
Gotcha. Yeah, the whether it's because you don't have that recovery or you just hit that point where your body is resistant to going to that next level. Am I hearing that right?
Yes, exactly.
Nice. Nice. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I mentioned this to you before, but that's actually the work that I do. I educate people on how to increase their mobility and reduce oxidation and inflammation so they can be pain-free and move easier with faster recovery. And I
Oh,
work with yep. And my team works with athletes, we work with healers, we work with people, and we work with anyone who has like physical job, but also people who are interested in leveling up their body and their health.
okay. Very
Yeah.
cool.
It,
Yeah, I'd like to learn more about it.
oh, you
And
would? Yeah, I actually have a system in place to teach. Are you open to learning ways to educate yourself on how you can have a better recovery after working out?
yeah, my question is I know a lot of it is about what you eat that
Hmm.
you
That does definitely play a part. But what has been the
and also what supplements and stuff that you take. What, I would like to know more about how your uh, system would be for kind of in an overall program. I would like to actually, that's what I want to do. Uh, yeah, because I have a lot of stress too, with just being on the computer and doing all this stuff on the phone. It's just, yeah. So,
totally understand. That's definitely the challenge for a lot of us, isn't it? Um, do you mind if I ask you some more questions about your health? Like a
I,
little bit more in depth?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I noticed you were favoring your shoulder. Did you have an injury or did something happen there?
I've just been in many car accidents throughout
I see.
my life, I know. And like I mentioned, I have done a lot of just kind of beat myself up when I was younger with just being a teenager and just doing things that, oh yeah, just walking it off. I played sports too a little bit too, like basketball before. I know
Nice.
I overdid it in my body, and I don't stretch um really
Gotcha.
at
And
all.
what kind of pain are you feeling in that shoulder? Like, is it hard to lift up your
It's a pinch,
arm or?
it's a pinch when I go more to a when I do a certain motion, I'll get a pinch feel, and then it just really starts to make me have anxiety actually. So
Right. Especially about having to do that movement, I would imagine so.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so reducing your inflammation would, help. I would help with that tremendously. Do you agree with that?
yes.
Yes.
Do agree.
Well,
Is
I don't.
there's something you could send to me? Because I do have to run here
Sure.
in just a bit, and yeah, if you could just maybe send me something about the the website or what you think would be really good directly, more like so because I mean I'll look at the supplements and everything, but I really want to just focus on one thing instead of just getting involved in too much stuff. So is
Totally understand. I actually don't work with supplementation. We do an overall assessment of where you're at and then make recommendations based on that, which can include diet and movement and also things that you're taking in so that you can help your body heal yourself from the inside out. It's a whole new approach to the way that healing is being looked at, and it's like breakthrough medical technology that's happening in the world today. It just hasn't necessarily filtered all the way out yet, but it is being used by the top, wellness innovators in our space. So I'm happy to send you some information, but what I'd like to do, if you're open to it, is let me set up a time with you, take 20 minutes, and give you a free evaluation and seminar so that we can go through what's happening with you and see if what we're working with will be something that you want to incorporate into your life. Are you open to that?
yes.
Yes? Okay. So why don't you give me your phone number and I will send you my calendar, and then you can pick a day and time that's going to work for you, and then we'll get that set up. I have tons of videos and whatnot, but I'd rather explain to you first a little bit and then give you that information as a follow up. Does that sound like it would work for you?
Yes. Thank
Okay,
you.
awesome.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. So that was an example of, how we can introduce this, introduce LifeVantage to someone. You notice I never mentioned LifeVantage. I barely mentioned activation. I focused on that other person and, learned more about them. And of course, learned that they are interested in their health. I would have actually, I didn't think to do this, but I would have mentioned the first step is to send the health assessment. Once you get the health assessment filled out, we'll get you set up on the calendar. That way, I have all the information to be able to guide you properly on this journey and share information with you that's going to benefit uniquely you.
Mhm.
Um, and so that would have been my first step, to be honest with you. Sending the health assessment and then sending them my Calendly link so that they could set up a time to have that 20 minutes. When I have the 20 minutes with them, which by the way, you can send them my Calendly link and have them set up with me, and just make sure that, it's a time where you're also available. If it's a time when you're not available, you can go back to them and say, hey, can we shift that to this day and this time and whatever.
Right.
Or you can look at my Calendly link and set it up and set it up with them. The benefits of all of that is that conversation where we're going through the health assessment, then we're going through the details. It 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 builds that connection far more than, hey, just met you, asked you 5 questions, now I'm sending you a video, buy my stuff.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
it just this process is, it's a little bit more work, but we're going to be qualifying people right off the front and making sure that they're actually interested enough to go to that next step.
Yep.
Okay, so that is all I wanted to cover for today. I wanted to give everyone a chance to see what it is that we're doing. The next part that we're going to discuss next Monday is going to be discussing, you know, going more in depth on getting that person to that 20-minute seminar. Okay,
Mhm.
free seminar.
Great.
And that's all I have for today. I'm going to stop the recording.
Yeah. Thank
And then
you.
I want to go over housekeeping real quick. So hold on, everyone.